Okay, I obviously wasn't planning to make this video at all, but I thought it was important. So, when I started making this channel, funnily enough, almost 1 year ago, I set out to make myself visible. I think I said something like that. Like, I made it during a time where I felt like wanting to be invisible, and I kind of protested that by putting myself out there in on a very public platform to not make myself feel like the only way I could be seen is through um, the only way I could be seen was if everything was great and perfect, and if I wasn't, then I shouldn't be seen, you know. And I was really, like, recently I was really struggling with my mental health a lot, and I was having trouble even talking to my friends about it, because I feel like I'm a lot of times fostering a sort of dynamic where I listen, and I'm a really good listener, and I want to give people space because those are things I believe in. Like what I just said, what I was trying to do for myself at the beginning of this channel was always what I tried to do. I'm not a saint. I'm not saying I'm like this. This is not supposed to be self-praise, but it's something I believe. It's just my values, you know. It's just what I believe in, and so that was always very important for me. And in a way, I felt like I was alchemizing my own pain in the most positive sense I could, right? Because I would turn something that was really hurtful into understanding for other people, into being able to understand other people better, right? And so I could be of service, and my pain wasn't in vain, so to speak. But I feel like I've encountered like a similar situation now where, again, I was struggling. That's why I made the spiral video the other day about like, watch this if you feel like you're going like through the same thing over and over again, and it might not be so. And I believe that, and I have the tools, and I live by my own advice. But I noticed that also in this channel sometimes I put myself under a lot of pressure, because I feel like now the only way I'm allowed to express my pain is through service, you know. If I can't come out with great advice or something that I think might help people, then I should not be talking about it, right? And so I sit down sometimes and I can tell like I'm losing my train of thought, or like I'm having trouble communicating what it is that I want to communicate, because it's a little harder to believe in right now. And it just made everything harder, because I'm trying to keep this channel alive. Not just keeping it alive. I'm not actually, I love this channel, and I already love this small but beautiful, and it feels grand and huge to me. I love what we built here already, so of course I want to continue doing it. But I just noticed that I put myself under so much pressure to just always try to package how I feel into like a really like pretty package, and sometimes it's just not flipping pretty. And what I just did, so actually these tears are kind of tears of happiness, but also it's like a mixed feeling, is I tried to open up to someone just now, and I didn't want to do that, and luckily they just reached out to me randomly and asked me how I was. And it just happened to be the right timing, because for one, I felt like I'm just gonna say how it is. Like, I'm not even gonna try to package it pretty. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. And it was a good decision. It was a really good decision, because it felt really freeing to just do so. And that person, I'm really grateful for, because even though I wasn't super specific, even then, actually, I have to kind of take it back a little bit what I just said, because I wasn't actually super blunt when it came to communicating what I was going through. I just kind of gave him a gist of it. But they just communicated to me that they're there for me, and that they're just gonna try their best to be there for me. And it just felt really freeing to just say what's going on without any expectation towards how it's supposed to look like, or if the other person can draw something out of it for themselves. Like, I don't want to get into like a toxic cycle of like I can only talk about how I feel. If I can package it in a beautiful manner. I really hope I'm making sense. What I'm trying to say is that I think sometimes it can also be relatable to just say what you're going through. And that's just real. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just how I feel right now. Like, I just filmed actually like another video before I had this conversation with my friend, and it has a value on its own, but I don't want to put that pressure on myself anymore to like only talk about any sort of thing that I'm going through if it's packaged in some nice advice for someone else. And I just want to urge you as well, or I encourage you to try to reach out to people and try to be vulnerable to people, because I know that that's the last thing you want to do if you already feel so vulnerable, is like be even more vulnerable and talk to someone else about that. But it can really, regardless even of sometimes how the other person reacts, if they give you the perfect advice or not doesn't always even matter. Just the fact that they can be there for you and hear you, and you let yourself know by doing that that it's okay to do that. You know, it's not just about the other person's reaction, it's just about what you allow yourself to do, how you allow yourself to be, that you allow yourself to be. I know I'm gonna be fine. I know I'm gonna work through this, but I know that there's people that feel like this too. I know that there's people that think they have no right to communicate how they feel, that they have no place to communicate how they feel. And if this channel is truly a place where we can build a community of visibility no matter what you're going through, because life isn't just beautifully packaged all the time, then I think it was important for me to make this video as well. Or maybe it wasn't, but then it was still okay to do it because I felt like doing it. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.